few seconds. So I just want to say hi, and I need to get this lamp out of the way. It's a little bit strong, and I'll give you some time to catch up with me. I hope to see lots of you. So, okay, I'm back. I'm back. So, how are you? And I think we're going to have a time change on the 11th. So, thank God for spring. Thank God for spring. And I hope you're doing well. And this is something that I really want to do today. A lot of people, a lot of beginners do not understand the nature of the stitches. So what happens is that they don't get the fact that that knits look like V's and the purls look like curves on the top. So I think this lamp went off. So who's there? Who's there? Please let me know who's around so I can say hi. Anna, are you there? Hello, everybody. So this is what I'm talking about. See, we're going to be talking about stitches. Hello. Good evening. What time is it there? Rima? Hi. What time is it where you live? Because it is afternoon here. It's 12. It's noon. But what time is it there, Rima? Hi, Carol. Hello. Hi, Casey. Hello. Good afternoon. How are you, Carol? So nice to see you around. Thank you very much for joining us. It's 1 p.m. Okay, yeah, it's 12:02 here. So hi, how are you? Thank you very much for joining me. And hi. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. So we're going to have time change on the 11th, I believe. So I'm glad, Carol. Thank you very much. Martina. Okay, good. Thank you very much for joining us. So, hi. You are sweet. Thank you very much for being with me, because I know that you're probably at your lunchtime, or thank you very much for making space so that I can see you around. You're welcome. Thank you. Anyway, hi, Daniel. Oh my goodness, you are so sweet. Thank you very much. So this is what I was talking about. You see, a lot of people from the Czech Republic. Daniel? Really? Lebanon? You're watching us from there? It's like very late, isn't it, Lebanon? Let's see, it would be like 8 o'clock, 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining me. You are very sweet to be here. So thank you very much, and I hope you're all doing well. Please take care. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so a lot of people do not understand what the nature of the stitch is. So I made a little swatch here that I can tell you. It's 8:04. Yeah, and that's what I thought, 8:04, because it's 7 o'clock. It's 7 p.m. in Paris, because there's 7 hours difference, And yeah, Lebanon is 1 hour more. I thought it was 2, but yeah, okay. So, okay. So, it's so nice to say hi, and I am going to talk about this. Thank you very much, Carol. You're sweet. You're very sweet. I am glad to say hello to you, and thank you. It's hard to stay. Why don't you go on YouTube and tell me what the problem is, so like that I can solve it. I can search and solve it. Please write me a message there and tell me exactly what the problem is. It's hard to stitch on my needle. I feel like doing something wrong. Look, we're going to be talking about this. And thank you, Mind Build 77. But what's your name? I don't think your name is Mind Build. Okay, so down to business. Okay, let's talk about the stitches. So I'm going to bring this back here so you can see what I'm doing. And I think you can see my work fine from there. Now I'll move a little bit this way. So, okay. So I think, can you see me okay? Let me get this down a little bit more. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about. When you wear a shawl, I'm going to put myself back on. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Hi, Liam. Okay, when you wear a shawl, you see that the front goes like this. See? So your head is here and your shawl is here. So that looks like a V. But if you look at from the back, it's like up on your neck. So it is the same with stitches. The knit stitch is going to look like a V. So let's come and see this. Your knit stitch is going to look like a V, like if you wore a shawl or a scarf, and it looks like a V. And on the other side of this one, which is like the back of my neck, is going to look like that. So it's like a loop around your head. So let's make believe that this is your head and this is the shawl or your scarf that's going around. So this is called a purl. And on the other side of the same stitch, it's a knit. So when you see a V, it's because it's a knit. So let's talk about this because I am going to be, this is a garter stitch. Now a garter stitch, you're going to be making V's on this side, and I am going to, it's always knit on a garter stitch, it's always knit on both sides. Now, when they say knit, you are going to see that this side has V's, like the front of my shawl or of my scarf, and so I am going to knit them. Every time you see a V, you're going to knit them. So every time you see the back of the V, which is the wrong side or the purl side, you are going to purl. Every time you see one of these, you are going to purl. So there is something called seed stitch, in which you have to do the opposite of what it shows. So here I have a back stitch, the back of my scarf, the back of my head, but I need to do the opposite. Therefore, I am going to knit. Whoops, you need to put your yarn in the back to knit. And then this one is a knit, therefore I am going to purl. So the next one is a purl, therefore I am going to knit. And the next one is a knit. See it? It has a V. Therefore I'm going to purl. And the next one is the back. So I want to do the opposite, which will be a knit. And then the next, see them? I'm going to go back to the basics. That is the back of my scarf. Therefore, I'm going to purl and purl and purl and purl. And the next section is all V's like the front of your scarf. See, like that's my head and this is my scarf that's going around. So I'm going to knit, 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 and then the last 4 is garter stitch, and you always knit. So sometimes they tell you that when you are on the wrong side of your work, you need to knit the knits and purl the purls. So this is my garter edge, so I'm going to knit. But then I find they tell me knit the knits and purl the purls. So that's a purl because it has the back of the scarf around my neck. And so that, and there's a beautiful lady that teaches that says that this is a V-neck. The knits are V-necks and the purls are turtlenecks. So I find that cute and very, very wise. So purl, 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 purl. So now I have here something else that I want to show you. And I'm going to take this thing out of the way. I want to show you something. So this is ribbing. So it's knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl on this side and on this side. So they are alternating. So now I see a V and I am going to knit the knits and purl the purls. So that is a V in the front, or a V-neck, or the front of my scarf. So therefore I knit. And the next one has the, so therefore I purl. So that is, and you see the difference? You see it? This is a knit right there, because it has a V-neck or the front of your scarf, because it has a turtleneck or the back of your scarf. So I am borrowing what other people have taught in order to explain the stitches. This is a purl and the V is a knit. This is a purl and the V is a knit. So sometimes they ask you to alternate them like in the seat stitch, and sometimes they tell you knit the knits and purl the purls. So therefore that's what I'm doing. I'm knitting the knits and purling the purls. And the same thing is done here. I'm purling the purls and I am knitting the knits. So that's knit. But then I come to this section here in which I am doing the seat stitch, and I need to do the opposite of what it shows. So that means if it shows like a purl, I need to knit, and if it shows like a knit, I need to purl. So I knit and purl. Knit and purl and knit, and then we're back to basics. I'm going to knit the knits and purl the purls. That is knit, knit, and I'm sorry for the people that already know how to knit, that this must sound kind of boring, but a lot of people really need to know this. And of course, the nature of these stitches is that you have the V. Every time you see a V, it is a knit, but it shows as a purl on the other side, because this is the front of the knit stitch, but this is the back, and it shows as a purl. See it? So every time you see a purl stitch on this side, and I'm going to stick my needle there so you can see it. So every time you have a purl stitch there, you turn it and it shows like a knit on the other side. So very important. Let's do that again. This is a knit stitch on this side. It shows like a purl on the other side. So always the front is one and the back is the other. So this is a knit and it shows us a purl on the other side. So, okay, I did the explanation, and let's see who's there. Okay, so I'm so sorry it went away again. I don't have a person that helps me here, so yes, thank you very much. And what did you say? I didn't get to write that down. I thank you very much, Rima. Thank you. Hi, Joanne. How are you? So nice to see you around. So, thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon. I'll be here next Wednesday at noon. And thank you very much for watching us. Please subscribe. Oh, I need to tell you something. YouTube sent us an award, and it's beautiful, beautiful. We Anna posted it, and we got an award for a beautiful, beautiful silver button for having 100,000 subscribers. So, oh my God, Anna and I are so thrilled with that. It's such a neat thing. Thank you. Thank you, Rima. And we are just so excited because we had to show it off. It's good work. I love to teach, so it's there. Thank you very much. Okay, dears, and thank you so much. And I'll see you next Wednesday at noon. And I appreciate your being here with me. Many kisses to everybody.